Live from our studios in Lincoln, your news leader. 10/11 News at 5 starts now.
Giving back to local nonprofits, the latest totals from Give to Lincoln Day. Plus, the capital city continues to grow. New details on a development project in downtown Lincoln. But first, police searching for answers after drugs were found at a local middle school. It's our top story on 10/11 News at 5. Good evening. I'm Kristin Bauer. A 12-year-old boy has been referred to the county attorney after a bag of meth was found at a Lincoln middle school. Officers found 2.5 grams of meth in a trash can at Irving Middle School. LPD says a different student told a teacher about the drugs. It's an incident that brings up a bigger issue. When and how do you start talking to your kids about drugs? New at 5, 10/11's Brandy B. Harris hit the streets today to get some answers. Brandy.
People living near Irving Middle School say that parents should take this incident as a reminder that it's never too early to talk to their kids about drugs. It remains unclear if the 12-year-old boy facing discipline actually used the drugs. Authorities say a different student telling a teacher was critical to finding the meth. While police work to answer some of the unanswered questions, parents in the area say talking with your kids about tough issues is always important.
I just think it's another wake-up call for parents. Parents need to be aware that something like this happens at every school, anywhere throughout our city, and Irving is no exception.
But it always is about communicating, having that open line of communication. If your kids don't feel that they can safely come to you and tell you something, that's when you start to have the secrecy and the issues.
In a message to parents, LPS says the student will face appropriate school discipline and Lincoln police will investigate. LPD says after going to the county attorney, the case will likely head to juvenile court. This isn't the first time LPD responded to a school for a drug-related issue. According to LPD, they were called to LPS schools 47 times this school year for similar incidents, 9 of those times at middle schools. Reporting here in Lincoln, Brandy B. Harris, 10/11 News.
All right, thank you very much for that report, Brandy. Meanwhile, we have results from a recent surprise enforcement from the Nebraska State Patrol. NSP says the Metropolitan Aggressive and Prevention Selective, or MAPS, conducted 100 inspections and found 336 violations. They took 41 vehicles out of service for a variety of reasons, including bad brakes or tires. On top of this, 5 drivers were taken out of service for no driver's license, commercial license, or driving during suspension. Officers issued a total of $7,350 in fines. More surprise inspections are planned from spring through fall in cities and towns across Nebraska. An update now on a story we told you about last week. Waverly High School students will be allowed to honor their late classmate despite school policy. At graduation this weekend, students will place a purple floral arrangement on the stage to recognize McKenna Smith, who passed away from Huntington's disease last year. McKenna and her family will also be recognized with a moment of silence at the beginning of the ceremony. The students had originally been told they would not be able to honor McKenna at the ceremony because of a school policy that doesn't allow memorials at graduation. Continuing coverage of a deadly accident in New York's Times Square. 1 person is dead and 23 people hurt after a car plowed into pedestrians today. Law enforcement officials say there's no evidence terrorism is involved. Police say the suspect, 26-year-old Richard Rojas of the Bronx, has 2 prior arrests for drinking and driving and was a former member of the military. An 18-year-old woman was killed and her 13-year-old sister was injured and taken to the hospital. Several of the victims are in critical condition. Back home now, cool and cloudy day today, almost a March-like afternoon after a few days of severe weather in Nebraska. What's ahead as we move into the evening? Ken joins us now with a first look at your forecast.
As expected, pretty quiet conditions across the state right now, but there is a tornado watch just off to our south for portions of north central northeastern Kansas. That tornado watch is in effect until 10 o'clock tonight, but that's really the only watch or advisory as far as this evening is concerned. However, there will also be a flash flood watch that goes into effect later tonight. We'll cover much of south central Nebraska and northern Kansas for the potential of some additional very heavy rain. Let's check out quickly storm tracker radar. Very quiet conditions across most of the coverage area. We'll take you into western Nebraska Nebraska, where we've got some chilly rain and even some snow falling in the western portions of the Nebraska Panhandle, but it is this area. These are the strong to severe storms that are developing over central portions of Kansas, moving to the north, that could eventually threaten portions of southern Nebraska later on tonight. We'll have complete forecast details coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Ken. Today is Give to Lincoln Day, and you still have plenty of time to give back. You can donate to nearly 70 organizations until midnight. Every gift you make will make a big difference for local nonprofits. One organization has a pair of helpers who've traveled a long way to participate in the event. 1011's Taylor Bishop is standing by live at Bridges to Hope with the details.
Kristin, I'm here at Bridges to Hope, and this organization, with others in National Give Back Day to Lincoln, is one that helps incarcerated people enter back to society. And joining me now is Lindsay Fulmer, who's traveled a long way and is doing something unique in each state. Now, Lindsay, can you tell me a little bit about your organization?
Sure. My sister and I are doing what we call Project Wave, and we basically are going to all 50 states this year doing service with local nonprofits.
And what made you want to decide to do Bridges to Hope when you came to Lincoln?
Well, we have been trying to hit a variety of different nonprofits that specifically help people, and so Bridges to Hope stood out to us because we had not had an opportunity to work with people in prison or coming out of prison, and we think it's really important that each and every person gets the chance to have a sustainable life. And so we love the idea that people were getting second chances here at Bridges to Hope, and we wanted to be a part of that.
Perfect. Now, with each state, how many states have you traveled to so far?
This is state number 45, so we have 5 left before we hit all 50.
Perfect. Now, with each state, you do a different organization, correct? You help each different organization.
Yes. So each state is different. We've worked with veterans and children. We've worked in school settings. Of course, here at Bridges to Hope, we're doing prison ministry. We've done things from art projects all the way to domestic violence shelters, anything and everything that we can do to help.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And again, you still have time to donate for Give to Lincoln Day. You can donate online until midnight. Reporting live in Lincoln, Taylor Bishop, 1011 News.
All right, thank you so much for that report, Taylor. Let's take a live look at the Give to Lincoln website. As you can see, the countdown is on with less than 7 hours left to donate. The campaign has currently raised more than $3 million, over 12,000 donations. And if you can't decide on just one organization to give to, you can actually choose the Love Them All option. That money will be added to the Challenge Match Fund and distributed to all the nonprofits. Meanwhile, new details tonight on a new 9-story building in downtown Lincoln. It will include new stores, office space, and 6 levels of apartments. The existing building has housed the Lincoln Journal-Star newsroom and business offices since 1951. Once those operations relocate, the building will be demolished to make room for a $92 million project. The Lincoln-Lancaster County Planning Commission approved the project in April. The City Council is expected to review and vote on it in July, and it is expected to be complete in late 2019 or early 2020. New tonight, the Woods Tennis Center has a brand new look after a $6.3 million project. These are the brand new indoor courts. The new facility has 6 indoor and right now 6 outdoor courts. But once the bubble comes down, there will be 12 outdoor courts. Today is the first day for high school competition, just in time for the state tennis tournament.
My first reaction when I saw this facility was it was just really big, and I've never played indoors before, so it's something really cool.
Just to see everything, how it looks, and I like the new courts. They look pretty cool.
The director of the tennis center says the new facility will help grow the sport of tennis in Lincoln for the next several years. Nebraska Brewers are still celebrating their victory last week when lawmakers voted to strip a proposal that would have restricted off-site tap rooms. One brewery is even honoring the Nebraska senator who helped defeat the measure by naming a beer after her. Nebraska Brewing Company made a new blood orange infused beer named after Senator Carol Blood. Senator Blood led the charge against the bill.
I think that one of the lessons that we've learned is that Nebraska craft brewers have a strong, unified voice. And when they use that voice wisely, they have great power.
The proposal was included in a larger alcohol bill. It would have clarified that bill produced by microbreweries must first go to a distributor's warehouse before it gets shipped out to stores. New technology is taking the selfie to a whole new level. How you can make an exact replica of you and your family. We'll have more on the snapshots you can wrap your hands around. But first, a cool day in Lincoln with temps in the 60s, but dry so far. Here's a live look through our Skyview lens. What are the chances for rain as we head into the evening hours and into Friday? Ken has the answers in the full forecast next. Right now, a look at your Lincoln and Grand Island weather almanacs.